You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top. Featuring in-depth discussion on dating and relationships. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live, Love on Top.
Hello. 1, 2, 1, 2. Turn the mic up. Turn the mic up.
What up, y'all? It is Love on Top on Black Hollywood Live, and like always, we are keeping it on top and in love, all right? And I'm your host, Spicy Madi. We have Dre Renee in the building. Welcome back.
Hello.
And the Kevin John.
What's up?
And our special guest today is Andre Merritt, okay?
Ooh.
Singer, songwriter, producer, like what don't
Everything.
you do, Dre?
Everything.
Yeah, like you, I think I seen some dancing in your music video. Like, what don't you do? You pop lock it, you work out, like
everything.
He cooks tacos. He's a jack of all trades, master of them all too.
I want to learn Spanish.
Oh, yo está bien.
We're gonna have to practice with you on the show.
There we go, yeah.
We're gonna definitely have to practice with him on the show. But Dre's bio is so extensive that I can only describe his life story with my cell phone, because he's worked with so many freaking artists. I mean, Marcus Houston, Amarion, Chris Brown, Yummy, Kanye West, okay, and Ludacris, Rihanna. I mean, the list is just completely extensive that I can't stop scrolling. Like,
I know, when I got the email, I was like, okay.
And this artist, and this artist, and this artist. And also, as well, you're a Grammy Award winner.
Yep.
So, like, I feel special sitting in this seat. You know, he's my friend, but also, like, I get to rub him for good luck. I mean, you're a Grammy winner, okay? Like, that's so freaking cool.
Yeah. That's what I said when I won.
You're like the most modest Grammy winner
I
ever.
know.
Like,
He's like, man, a Grammy.
Just a little something.
One reason is because when you're nominated a few times and you don't win, you kind of just don't expect it. So, because to be honest, like when I won, I was at Outback drinking.
No way.
What did you win for? What category?
It was for Best R&B Album.
Nice.
For Chris Brown.
How did you
Wait,
feel?
you were at Outback and not at the Grammys when they announced this? You didn't want to go to the Grammys?
You'd already been nominated so many
I'm
times.
confused.
No, the Grammys is like, it's kind of like boring to me now.
I've heard that before.
Oh,
that
because
it's
you've
boring.
just done it so
It's
many
kind of
times.
it's kind of like going to
nothing.
Disneyland. It's like going to Disneyland and getting to see how they run all the rides. So it's kind of like you get to see like a dope show, but you get to see lighting guys and they're moving stuff, and it's kind of like, oh, it's not really all as magical as it looks. And then it's a lot of stopping, and it's really produced.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're not really. You gotta look good, and it's boring.
But do you get to like live in the moment, or do you have to stop, record, live action, everybody sit up, sit down, like a live studio audience? Like, how is it in there?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. That's pretty much how it is, and you kind of at the first hour you're like, yo, this is dope, and then when you go, they have a category and it's like best cricket sounds. You're like, what?
Best cricket
Yeah,
sound.
you're like, where Beyonce at? So
Oh, because we don't get to see all that as the audience.
They
but
only
you,
show us
the
the good stuff. Yeah, so we're there like.
Hearing everything.
I went to the Grammys for the first time last year, and I actually had a friend who was nominated, but for one of those cricket type categories, it was the best folk international album with Priest on it. It was just real random, like,
And everyone's like,
bless
say
her heart
what?
though. But yeah, I mean, I actually thoroughly enjoyed myself, and maybe that's just because unlike A-list artists over here, I'm not used to being in those kind of
And
environments.
that was your first time, he said,
And that
after
was
the
my
first time.
Exactly,
So.
exactly. So yeah, like, and another thing is you got to realize, I think the Grammys are more so for the fans than it really is for the artists.
For us,
you know,
Yeah.
the artists, they already seen everything.
Yeah.
You know, they don't. So I understand your perspective on that.
Yeah.
But like Dre too, also you have so much experience in the industry now. Like, you've built up enough credibility, enough acclimates to where you decided to come out as an independent artist.
Yeah, definitely.
And so how was that transition going from, creating work for people to creating your own?
It's actually been tougher than I thought, that I anticipated it being. I thought it would be easy, but it's kind of like when you work with so many different artists, you kind of they take a piece of you. So it's hard for you to find yourself because you're trying to find a sound that you haven't already given to someone else.
Right. You're creating.
You're creating. So it's like reinventing your whole self. It's like I can't be Andre Merritt, the songwriter. I have to be Andre Merritt, the artist. And so figuring out who that is it could be taxing. It's because I do so many genres of music, and then I'm like, dang, well, who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I? I'm doing this. So I just had to take a moment and just really hone in on my sound and what I want to talk about, and live a little too. I kind of stepped away from writing and just was just living like regular people, going to the gym, just doing whatever, and then I'd be like, dang. I
like how he said living like regular people. Like you had to come down to that.
I had to come down because I was up here. The bar was
and you
up.
start floating up there, and you're like, oh, I got to go to the grocery store and take out the trash.
That, we name drop
I gotta walk my dog.
Do you find yourself being more critical on your own music versus?
Yeah. Because I'm super critical anyway. And so for me, I'm like, well, I can't be criticizing you and then I'm coming out whack, so that's not gonna work. So I'd be like, oh, this is, but it'd be little things. I got a pretty good ear. I still be like,
obviously,
So I think this works. You just feel it too. You feel it. So
we're gonna continue to stroke your ego in just a little bit.
God, please.
We can't. We
Talk
don't
about
stop
something
stroking
spicy
here at Love on Top.
Oh, it's coming. Believe that.
It's coming. But during the show, we always like to not bash any celebrities, but definitely talk about
we do sometimes
celebrities and hotties that are doing the naughty. Okay. And so this week we're gonna talk about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Dear.
All right. And so this is a beautiful couple. We all were rooting for them. There was some drama in the beginning of the relationship as far as him leaving, his wife
Siobhan.
and falling in love with Gabrielle.
Oh, okay.
But as I feel like fans, we understood. We were like, but it's Gabrielle. Come on. And so now they're in a situation where she's giving out love and relationship advice. She has a hit, TV show, and she's now the other woman, because he has an affair during the course of their relationship and another woman is impregnated. How do you guys feel? One, Gabrielle should cope with that. Does she stay or does she go?
Dwayne, how did you not put a rubber on?
No.
It's like they teach you that in athlete 101 school when you were a rookie.
Put it on.
Strap it up.
Unless
put it on.
she did a little pokey poke. I don't know if people do that. But
I don't know either. But,
unless he just wanted to do it like that.
Okay, or that.
Anyways, regardless,
he might have just wanted. It does. Look,
it does.
He I'm Dwayne Wade, and I'm finna do this.
And so he did it.
And so he did it.
And then look at the
now there's a
repercussions
little
of it now. Well, I don't want to say repercussions because the child did come out, which Dwayne did acknowledge is a blessing. But I personally, and this is the thing, I like Dwayne Wade. I like his image off the court. Yeah. I think he's he represents, a very likable, wholesome Christian kind of man. He tides 10% of his salary. So I really like that side about him. But I think that once this it was exposed and came out, his camp has been trying too hard to do damage control to the point where they've been dishonest. And it's like, people are like, hold on, we ain't that stupid. First of all, he said him and Gabrielle weren't together when it transpired. And then they found pictures.
They said that there was a breakup that he had accidentally got someone pregnant during the breakup. Do we have a photo?
But social media
of Gabrielle and Dwayne.
I accidentally got someone pregnant.
I would like to see this
beautiful
couple.
And then it's just like, come on, Dwayne, just own up to it, but all this stuff they're trying to put out, it was something that just occurred accidentally. It's like, come on, the public is not stupid.
Right.
Yeah, I think I even heard something where Gab said it was kind of like her fault, and I was like, whoa.
What? Yes, I heard that too.
What did you just say?
Yes.
I was kind of like, wow, don't say that. Yeah.
Yes. It's like, I heard the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dre. I'm sorry.
Really, I feel like, what did she expect? They always say the way she got the man, I mean, you may lose them or they're going to do that to you. I mean, I think they're a great couple, but he did cheat.
So do you feel like it was karma, and that's why this happened to her?
Absolutely.
Because
I feel
like you can be as dedicated to a man as possible and him still be promiscuous.
It is who he is. It's in his nature to cheat. So the way that you got him, you're going to constantly have this like thought in your head, is he going to do it to me?
So you feel like she's signed up for this?
Absolutely.
Well, all I know is somewhere his ex-wife Siobhan is somewhere laughing hysterically.
That's what I'm saying. She's
And
like,
all this is going on. She's like,
sorry.
look what you got now. You know,
Like, welcome to the Cheaters Club. Bye,
right?
But there's some heartbreak that goes with that. So we don't feel sympathetic to Gabrielle at all. You know, the poor thing. Like, yeah, she took him from somebody else, but now she has to deal with that and a baby out of wedlock. And then he put a ring on it in order to kind of.
Oh, we know what that was about.
Yeah.
Like when Kobe bought Vanessa that $5 million ring after.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I do agree that they're trying their hardest to reconcile, at least publicly, trying to make it look like, oh, we're going to get past this, and but I don't know. To me, it just puts a real sour taste in my mouth. And also knowing the girl that he impregnated was also impregnated by other celebrities as well. I think Damon Wayans or somebody like that.
I should not have heard that part.
Yeah, she was.
I didn't know that either.
I did my research on that.
So she was a bopper.
Basically.
She goes around to the different athletes.
I've never heard that term before, but I guess so.
It's when you bop around.
And I mean, don't they talk about that? It's like, I would feel weird. It's like all these celebrities been up in this same girl, and I just think it's
it doesn't matter who it is. You don't want a woman who everybody's been up in, whether they're a celebrity or not.
Put the condom on.
Regardless.
The girls are good.
Yeah.
They got talent.
They must. It's like a full-time job.
Got it.
I think it's like a full-time job.
It's like they put
Mr.
a lot
Merritt,
of work into it.
are you speaking from experience?
No, I just-
do
you know,
you
I
deal
just
with
have
Because I know
friends.
you've been surrounded. I know
just
they're around.
I have friends of friends.
Oh,
Boy,
friends
no.
of friends of friends.
Yeah.
But not you personally.
No. I'm a good wholesome boy,
Right.
just like my mama raised me.
We better not
God
read
bless
nothing
you.
about you.
God
Andre.
bless you. We're happy your mom is. She raised a great kid. Now, I was also going to ask, when you do have these groupie encounters, which I'm sure you've
have to.
you've had.
Of course you do.
How do you handle that without dropping your pants? Like, not to be so graphic, but
Oh,
no,
no,
we don't do
panties are
that.
thrown at him. Panties
Yeah,
are thrown.
yeah.
Probably
these-
literally.
Because you're dealing with a successful, attractive man who also is very confident, and he's in an environment too
And
of
humble, too.
status.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm really
Who
a jerk,
makes
but no.
freaking great tacos?
And that makes it even crazier when you meet a humble guy who's talented, then girls are like,
Is there some repellent you spray on? How do you?
Nah, it's my mom's. My mom's, man. She be, she keep you.
He was
She
raised
keep you in
right.
check.
that's
but,
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
That's what it is. That's all my mom.
He doesn't want to put any secrets out.
Yeah, like I'm
about to say, you
trying-
really didn't answer
I'm
my
thinking,
question
like,
there.
How
But-
can I say this?
But in
Without
this
not getting in
situation,
trouble,
because he
yeah.
doesn't want to put any secrets out, okay, we're gonna talk about his. We're gonna reflect for you and talk about where you get your inspiration to make some of this music that you're writing, because you have to have some of this love experience, some of this sex experience, some of this promiscuity. It's like you have to be
to come
writing
from
from a
somewhere.
place, right?
Yeah, I mean, life experiences are life experiences. I sometimes it's from my own experiences. Sometimes it's from a friend's experience. I can listen to you tell me about, or if y'all say inspiration comes from everywhere. I could be hearing y'all talk, and you could say like one word, and that will spark my whole. You could say something like, I don't know, like greens. And I'd be like, yeah, like greens.
It's
It'd
like,
be like
okay,
And
greens.
the song is coming from Green.
Yeah,
Right.
There it is.
And then you
Soul
like, I was
food.
making greens for him in the kitchen when he got the phone call from the girl. You see how I did that?
Oh,
See how I just gave you a visual of that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
I
see
just
what I
saw
mean?
a video in my
Yeah,
head.
you see what I'm saying?
And then
So
Chris
I
Brown
write
comes
from
out talking about
that.
Green.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then they were like, yo, that's crazy. And I'm like, I know, right? And then they were like, yeah.
Hey, that's Andre. Okay.
Say Chris Brown come out there.
So then
Seems like a Mr. Biggs, R. Kelly kind of thing going on here.
Right. That would,
Wow.
that would be. I don't know about that song in particular. But when you're writing, when you're writing this music, is that I always tell people, anytime I'm dealing with, while I'm driving in the car, I'm dealing with a relationship or a breakup or whatever, like there's a timestamp. Like music creates, a moment in time. And so how do you do that? How do you know, like, oh, this song right here, this is gonna make, it last forever. Like this is gonna be the song right here that everybody's gonna remember.
You know what? I just feel like it's a feeling. Like I tell a lot of people that, like, a lot of people that try to they ask me advice on songwriting and all that. They're like, well, how do you know when you got the right song?
Yeah.
I'm like, you kind of like feel it. It's kind of like when you're doing something good and when you're doing something bad, you know the feelings of when you're doing something bad and when you're doing something good. So if you're doing something good and it just feels right, I said that's the best way to know, you know. And then because you can, it's really preference. You could add and subtract all you want, and you probably won't get the result you want. But I just go with the feeling, you know. And if it feels bad, then don't do it. If it feels like it's good, then, you know, try it.
Now, I hear a lot of times how an artist, when they're in studios and not necessarily singing, but even the creative process behind it, like it gets edited, revised. When does it come to a point where you're like, okay, we're just chopping it up too much? Like, you know,
there are people that are just like, you know, OCD. They're like, we could do this, we could add this shit. And, you know, I'm one of the people. I'm like, look, we could do all this doctrine that we want, but if they dead, they dead. Yeah. So, like, look, this was what we're gonna deliver. Right. You know, you have to just do it. You just got, this is it. Cause you could do. I always say, and I've had this. It's funny. The songs that I always like, nobody likes.
What?
The songs that I don't, I'm like, oh, I just did this song. They're like, this is a smash. I'm like, really?
Just shows how subjective it really is.
It's so it's whatever. That's why I say it's just whatever feels good.
So you're not doing it according to their taste. You're just producing whatever you can come out with, whatever's coming from your top of your dome.
Yeah.
And then you're just kind of playing a numbers game then.
Yeah.
If the more that I make, the more options that they have to choose from.
Exactly. That's that's exactly what it is.
And then so whatever's left to you that you created, is that what you're using for your material, like the leftovers, or are you
it could be
starting from scratch for yourself?
No, it could be, because sometimes when I'm working on someone else's stuff, I might catch a vibe and then I'm like, yo, this record works for me.
Oh, you know, did you keep it for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
do it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, this one.
Oh no,
I'm not giving this one away.
I do it all the time. I'm like, this is one of them ones. I be like, hold up, we gotta talk.
So what music would you say that you're personally a fan of? Because you can't just love only your music.
No, I don't. You know what? I really don't even like listening to my music.
What?
Mm-mm.
Come on, tell the truth. You know, you make love to some of your songs. Mm-mm. You're like, yeah, I wrote this one right
but
here,
you
girl.
probably, it doesn't probably flow because you know all the work that went into it. So it's probably hard to just listen to it. Like, oh, maybe I should have done that.
I usually listen to my stuff like either weeks or months after I've done it, unless I have to fix it. Only time I listen to it a lot is if it's something's not sitting right. I'm like, I don't know why I don't like it.
Right.
And so I'll be like, let me see. And then I'll just keep changing. But that's the only time I listen to it. I'm listening to fix it. But I like when I do. Sometimes I'll do a song and I'm like, yo, I like this song. Like, it's not even me. And I do have them moments, but they're very rare. So
if you don't hear it on the radio, you just turn it off if you like don't want to.
Sometimes.
That's me.
Because you probably heard it so many times.
Yeah, I'll be like, thank you, Chris Brown. No.
Speaking of Chris Brown, okay, we want to play Forever because that is one of those, you know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, like it's just that was a great song, and this one, you know, got a lot of attention. You know, you got to work with, you know, he's a pretty big artist, and he has a lot of drama, you know, that surrounds him as well. Like, first off, how do you separate that? How do you not get involved with like that craziness when you're, you know, doing the music?
Right.
I mean, sometimes you are involved in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
so you were there with Frank Ocean and him.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
He's like, I ain't spilling nothing.
I missed that. No, there's nothing to spill. I missed that whole argument.
Probably for the best.
Can we pull up?
I know, right?
Can we pull up Forever, the video by Chris Brown, and play a little bit of it, just so that we can kind of, you know, let the fans at home get a little tasty taste, get their tongue a little wet.
That's Disturbia.
Yeah, that is Disturbia.
That's Disturbia,
but we could segue that to Chris Brown because we know that
like,
Rihanna
no,
and
that doesn't look like
Andre
him.
Merritt is responsible for Disturbia as well, and so you know he's sprinkled everybody with talent. So,
I love Forever too, man. That is ill, man. And that was even in a commercial too.
Definitely.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One, two,
My bad,
three,
guys.
four.
There you go. There. What?
Hey, like this you can't help but dance to. You try to
yeah.
on this. Come on, Dre.
This song never gets old. Ever
Right,
to
'cause
me. This song never gets old.
But this is not like his
Everybody
previous
get down.
sound.
No. Okay, Kevin. get it.
I feel like this is more like that Euro.
Exactly.
Like, how did you transition into this sound for Chris?
We worked on it. It kind of just happened naturally. Like, he was at a point where, he had done everything urban that he could do. And this is the next step. This is the only place he could go. And I was like, I used to always tell him, if you're going to be the Michael Jackson of our era, this is where you need to go, because that's where Mike went. And
a universal sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you knew that. Like, that's just, so that was like, you sprinkling him right there. That was a little wisdom.
A little wisdom,
You're welcome, Chris.
So you're responsible for his international transition, worldwide fame. I'm just saying.
I mean,
Andre
So
Merritt.
humble. He won't even say it.
I
He's
ain't
like,
say it.
maybe I had something to do with it.
right.
I don't know.
It's a talented guy.
Come on.
He is talented.
Yeah,
he's
he's
very
extremely
talented.
talented.
Aside from his craziness.
He is extremely talented, but I also think that a lot of talented artists are, given a lot of credit for work that other artists have blessed them with.
Yeah.
And so we only see,
Yeah.
the final product. We don't see all the work and the blood and the sweat and the tears that,
Behind Michael Jackson, there was
Dre may
Quincy
have put in
Jones.
it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Ralph
Right?
Temperton.
And so they need those people. Those people are providing them with the tools to excel.
Yeah.
And so, it's pretty cool to be able to see your finished product at the end,
Yeah.
And so I think that's really a gift.
Now, who would you say that you've worked with so far that you really, really enjoy? Like, you appreciate their work ethic and their.
Willow Smith.
Oh.
Really?
You mean we're
Favorite.
talking about like
Willow
10-year-old, 11-year-old Willow Smith,
Yes.
Baby Jada?
Yes.
Okay.
right? Are you serious?
Love her.
What was it about her?
Tell
That
us.
was.
Because she's awesome.
Oh.
No, she's just awesome. I don't know. I told Will, I was like, I don't know what you guys' DNA consists of, but
Magic
superstars and
sprinkles
dollar
and
signs.
unicorns
winning,
and
winners,
dollar signs.
winning is what
Yes.
they do. No, she's like, Willow, it's her energy. Like, she's definitely her father's child. Like, she commands a room. If she walks in here, it's like, and
It's
she
Willow
addresses everyone as their own individual. She's very polite, very sweet, extremely talented. She's not afraid. She's fearless, and they teach them to be that way.
Right, yeah.
And so there are no restrictions with her. So she doesn't care. Like, if she does a bad note, she's like, she'll laugh. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm a Smith. Like, I'm a Smith. I'm a Smith.
Beat
Like,
that.
you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's what I love, and I just love to see how it you see we see Will Smith, and he's like this major superstar, and then his daughter will bring him to shambles. That's awesome to me. So I'd be like, so that's like my favorite person.
What do you mean? It makes him weak, or what do you mean?
Not
She
weak,
humbles him out.
It humbles him. Yeah, it humbles him. It's like his daughter. Like, he's like, I'm dad here. Like,
he
he's-
becomes like
Yeah.
more father. We forget.
yeah.
the
He's
star
crying in the
segment.
studio.
Really?
We have to stop.
I imagine him
and-
like
yeah.
being really involved in like saying
Yeah, he could. We have to stop and be like, we're gonna come back. We'll give you guys a minute. We out of here.
Wait, what
Right.
can provoke something like that? What would evoke something like that?
Just watching his daughter grow up. Like, when I, like, she's dope. Like, she learns really quick. So, like, if I show her something vocally, she's like, I got it. And then she'll go in there and do it. And then he's looking like, yo, I was just teaching you how to walk.
Oh,
And now you see what I'm saying? So that's different. And she's like a little lady. She's like, she handling.
She does it like this?
Yeah, she's handling herself. It's just dope to see her. It's like, she's a star. She's really, that's probably one of the sessions I'm on time for. Yeah.
Wow.
We lied to him today about the
being on time.
Better.
You on that CP
Better lie if you want me here.
That CP time.
So whose sessions are you late for?
I was about to ask that. What
Yeah.
artists
None.
maybe
Don't
that
you
you
care about?
don't
I
want
like all artists.
That
Good
is a
political
very
answer.
He
good
wants to stay getting work.
Right?
Right. But just neutrally, how do you handle some artists like with yourself that you maybe aren't that excited to work with? Or are you just overall excited to work with everyone?
I try to be excited. Like, I try to be excited for everybody. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm like, ooh, I can't
I know,
wait to
because maybe
go
if
in
you get a
here.
call and you're like, really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay, I'll do it. But
depending
maybe
on-
not so excited.
Yeah, but it's not about if people can sing or not. It's really just about energies and like, egos. So some people ego get there. You be like, I mean, you asked me to come here. I didn't
Exactly.
I didn't have to be here. So, that, but I mean, it just goes with anything though. If you could work at Staples and not like who you work with.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's just about dealing with people. Like, I'm not gonna, if we got a job and I'm here, I'm like, yo, let's do this
Let's do
work.
the job.
We ain't gotta be friends,
Mhm.
so And that has happened before. Like I've done sessions and they're not particularly crazy. We're not particularly crazy about each other. It's like,
Who?
huh?
I know.
We, you know that artist We? There's an artist named We.
Oh, I know about that.
Yeah, that's them.
I
That's them.
played in my living room.
Oh yeah, that's them. That's them.
Wah, wah. But when you're feeling like that, when you're feeling like even you, when you're in low spirits, even if it's not based off of the energy that the artist is giving you, they could be perfectly in a fine mood. How do you still come to work with your head held up high and confident to create magic if you're not feeling in the best of mood? Like, what do you do? What's your I guess light or your resource, or what do you turn to?
I just stay in the music because that's what I do it for. That's why I always tell people, if you don't love what you do, then don't do it. So when you have those bad days or the days that you don't want to do it, then jump into what it is that got you there. That made you want to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. I be like, I don't want to be here, but this song's still gonna be high, baby. Huh? I gave you that.
You're welcome.
It's yours.
Right. That's a good perspective though. So give us a little bit of background then, because we see you now, talented, Grammys, these little Grammys.
Outback.
Boring Grammys. I'm at Outback with a drink.
Right.
Kabuki wings.
Chris Breezy.
Holla.
But with that, how did you get interested into music anyways? Like, how did you start? Because I know a lot of people are watching and they're probably, not sure. Did they just get a piece of paper and a pen and start writing? Like, where do you begin and how do you get to the level of success that you reached?
It was a journey. I think it's a little bit of preparation, meeting time, and like I feel like a lot of times when people don't make it in music or with anything in entertainment, whether it's acting or modeling, I feel like they give up right before they're about to.
Yeah.
I always tell people it gets the hardest right before something great happens, and it's
Say that again.
Something great must be happening to me then.
it's coming, man.
It's coming.
It's coming.
But
Keep
that's
going.
That's a good way to look at it. I'm gonna tell myself that.
Yeah, you
got
gotta. There's a lot of people that, they work at it a little bit and they feel, because the way that everything is set up with like Instagram and all the social networking, it puts pressure on you. It kind of messes with your psyche. That's why sometimes it's good to unplug from that for like a day or two. Like you don't gotta check your Instagram, or you don't
when
have
you first
to
wake up.
Yeah, you just gotta like unplug. Yeah. Unplug and get you some peace of mind so that you can think without looking at an image and being like, oh shit, I gotta go to the gym, or or something like that. It's kind of like you're putting this pressure on yourself when you could just live.
Although I do see you at the gym like every day.
I do, because I like playing basketball. See, I'm a big basketball fan. That's my escape, is basketball. Like, I can go in there and I don't even have to play. I can just sit there and watch games or whatever.
That's what's up. Not to go off the subject, but what's your favorite NBA team?
The Lakers.
Oh,
no,
my condolences.
Oh no, don't condole us. We've only won 16. It's only fair. Karma has to allow others to reap the benefits we've kept for 16 years.
Life is a
Are
cycle.
you a diehard Laker fan?
I'm a Kobe fan.
Oh, Kobe. Okay.
But
So
I'm like, I won't say I would like to hang out with Kobe like that.
Right.
But I do like the way he play.
Okay. Yeah,
There we
you
go.
can't deny that.
Boy's a baller.
But if I wanted to hang out with somebody, I would want to hang out with like LeBron.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I would hang
with the Heat.
LeBron.
All right.
Yeah, not the Heat team, but just like
Just
Whoa.
LeBron.
just LeBron and
Keep
D
it
Wade.
specific.
So you think like personality-wise, like they're cool, but you respect Kobe's
I respect them,
talent.
yes.
You
Okay.
can't not respect his
Yeah, you
advantage.
got
That dude's a
Yeah.
baller.
Really impossible.
That's like saying, you hate Michael Jordan's talent. Like,
I mean,
you
Yeah,
hate
exactly.
Mike.
You cannot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Not
can't.
possible.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think she was saying, I guess, alluding to how you had gotten going, and you were talking about the Instagram or the social media.
Oh yeah, the social media.
So,
yeah.
So
Good,
obviously,
good transition back.
Yeah.
Because
right?
we didn't really tell us.
Exactly.
How do you do it?
well, when you said basketball, I get excited about that. So I was,
so, yeah.
I would
I
go
love
off as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Man,
I'm a Celtic fan, but go ahead.
There's really no. Sorry for you too. There's really no road that you could take. I tell people there's a lot of times I speak like at music panels and people are asking like, well, what's the right way to do? What's the right way to do it? And what's the right way to go? Do I do CDs? Do I do internet? And I'm like, you got to look at entertainment as a it's forever moving. So if you don't respect it and stay in it, you won't know what's going on. Like it moves. Like sometimes it might be good to get CDs to people, and then sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's to do the email, or sometimes. So if you're not in it, if you're not in it and moving with it, you're gonna get left behind because you're because every time you leave and you come back, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I gotta. I'm like, nah, you late. Like.
So people take like breaks. You're saying sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times people because I understand them. Life happens while you make another plan. So they're like, well, I had to work. I'm like, well, I had to work too, but I still stayed doing my craft. Yeah, right. You have to stay doing that because if you don't know what's going on, it's just like with companies, like executives get fired, every, a lot. So when you go to events like Grammy, like this week, the Grammys, like I have to go to certain things because I got to know who's working who, because they're like merging and people getting fired. Whole offices are just like, they're done. And so you got to stay current. So that's one of the ways to do it. And just not stop feeling entitled to anything. Like nobody owes you nothing just because you're talented.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just because you can write and produce, don't nobody owe you nothing. Go out like what I'm supposed to give you?
Is it about who you know, or
it's a little of that too? It's a little of that,
right?
It's a little of who
I
you
feel
know.
like even more than
In this
talent,
business,
it's about who you know. It's
Yeah.
going to put you in
Yeah.
the right place,
Yeah,
and that's
it
why
is.
it makes it so.
I mean, if you were
part of the
Smith,
business to be Hollywood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your
It is.
energy too. You talked about that. Like you don't even have to sing. You just you can come in there and have good energy.
Have good energy, and
Yeah.
people want to. They're interested in what you got. Like what you got. What do you do? Like even if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Sometimes people
Oh,
just
that's the
ask,
number
like,
one
what do you
LA
do?
question.
What
Yeah.
do you
What
do?
do you do?
What have I seen you on?
Yeah,
When
exactly.
people ask me that, I started telling them I'm a stripper, I'm an escort.
I know. I would say I'm a florist.
Yeah,
Like you're a florist. Yeah.
yeah.
Throw 'em
Or
off.
some people say, oh,
Okay.
I'm a brain surgeon.
I know, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, so I'm an astronaut.
I mean, exactly.
Astronaut. I need to use that word.
I know, so I'm an astronaut.
Go.
I'm getting ready for our next launch. So that's what I'm doing. I'm training like crazy. I'm about to go to Universal
back to
Studios. And, the little air thing that gets me used to like the flying.
Exactly. Like let's change this up. Bye.
So when you're in this Hollywood scene, how do you deal with some haterism that you might get? Because you are talented and you do have a great camp around you, and you are only getting more successful. So what are you doing to brush the haters off?
You just gotta keep hitting them in the mouth with goodness.
With goodness.
You just
like how
gotta
you
be-
said that poetic.
I think mom prepped him for that
Yeah.
question.
No, you just gotta. No, you know what I say? Your men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And so I feel
Right.
like when you hit them, when you're successful, you don't gotta say anything. There's nothing to be said.
It's just
I
that speaks
agree.
for you.
Yeah, it speaks for you. So when I see you, I'm not gonna give you like, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm gonna be polite to you because I'm living good, baby. I'm rich, baby. I'm just kidding.
He's not lying.
Okay.
No, but it's like that's what it is. Like I have a lot of people before when I was like, like younger, like, in the 18s, it would be harder to you because you're learning, you still trying to figure out who you are.
Ego in the way you
you like
yeah.
so when people say something on that wrong moment, you like, yo, all right, we going, and now it's like I'm a little older and more established, and it's kind of like, all right, I get that, and you start to understand why people do certain things that a lot of time it has nothing to do with you. It's
Never does.
them, and so it's kind of like, well, I must be some you keep talking about me,
Right, my name is in your mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
Or
I'm
at least
like,
my song is.
It's
At
all
least
good.
some of mine.
You jamming, right?
Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
I ain't, I'm not going. I'm like if I keep hearing somebody talking to me, I'm like, dang, that's funny because I don't even think I've mentioned their name in a few.
Right.
And so it's like for me to be, I'm like, I'm doing something right. So,
Which is funny because a lot of times when you see those artists, whether hip hop or R&B, that are always talking about the gold that they got or the Bugattis that they have or the chains, necklaces, and all this, this stuff that symbolizes materialism and wealth, those are usually the ones that don't have it,
yeah.
They're the ones that are fronting, trying
They're
to say.
thousandaires.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it really is. It is like that. I mean, Hollywood in the music business, it's like smoke and mirrors. It's like high school.
It really
And
is.
so it's like, it's the cool kids, the smart kids, it's the funny kids. It's just like, so it's all these, that's how I look at Hollywood.
great
It's like high
perspective.
school, you got
All the cliques.
Yeah, you got the cliques, you know what I'm saying?
The jocks.
The jocks. Yeah.
The nerds.
The nerds, the whores.
Okay, Dwayne.
Good
I'm sorry,
segue.
I didn't catch that
wrong.
reference.
That was Dwayne. He said horrors and then he said
Oh,
Dwayne.
Come on.
you know, I was thinking Dwayne Wayne from a
He
different
heard
world.
it. He
Go
didn't
ahead.
want to get him. That's
Okay.
why he was like, let me hold Dwayne up, man.
Wait, so let's talk a little bit about, because we played a little snippet earlier, but we didn't get to dive into it. But Rihanna, okay, Disturbia. How did you, and we're going to play a little bit of it. Also, could we get Disturbia set up?
Get it, Dre.
But
Dre twerking over here.
that was a really
Trying
crazy
to.
popular song too. How the heck did you come up with something so disturbed? Mm-hmm. Did you write around Halloween?
on, Andre?
Like,
That's
what'd you do?
always the toughest question for me because it's, I don't know.
Do you go to set when they're doing that? Do you ever go to set when they're shooting the
Yeah,
videos?
I go sometimes. Yeah. I went to both of these. This was a little scary.
Yeah.
I was about to say, yeah, this looks a little Friday the 13th-ish.
Yeah,
Like,
this one I didn't stay real long.
You were nervous.
I was like, it look like she got it.
She good.
You're like,
possessed
Bible.
with zombies or something.
Yeah, but the song is about depression, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's a song. That's why she liked it. Because to be honest, when we first wrote it, it was for Britney Spears.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't for her. And Rihanna heard it. Like I had like, she came in and she's like, oh, this is it, Dre.
This is it.
This is it.
I
This is
love
the
her
one.
accent.
Right.
She was like, Dre,
Talk
I'm gonna call Jay Brown now. I'm going to get it, Dre. Like I was like, all right.
Yeah, girl,
She
do
was
it.
like, you are mother, and I was like,
Okay.
all right.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
so she loved it from the
Oh, yeah, yeah.
jump. That's
She
so
loved it from the jump.
cool.
So Andre, what exactly did you do for that song? Was it the lyrics, the beat, the
lyrics in the middle. I sung it actually. I have a version.
Oh.
of it. Yeah, I
I'm not
sung
gonna believe
it.
That's
that.
the version we
Prove
need to
it.
hear.
Prove
Put it up on
Right?
YouTube. It's on
Prove
YouTube.
it. I don't
Let's
believe
hear
it.
it.
And we sped. Mine's is slower, but like she copied like not copy. She used a lot of the stuff
reinvented,
that I
right,
used.
the
Yeah,
stuff
she
that
reinvented.
you-
Yeah,
yeah, that
no
you created.
copy.
No
I
copy.
love you, Ree. Love you. I love you, girl.
Okay.
Right. Keep sending him them checks.
Yeah, please.
But like, give us like a little like soundbite, like a little like Disturbia. Like, how did you do it for her?
Is it on YouTube?
I can't sing.
It's on.
okay?
It's
So,
on.
I think
it's
our
on
producer's checking if it's on YouTube. Right?
There. It's on there.
I
think you're gonna
want
play it.
like a live sample because we have Dre in the house,
Oh,
like in the
you would
hot
like me
seat.
to say it.
Like, how did you
Yeah.
do it?
A slower
'Cause you
version
can-
of that.
he
You
can
know what's
song.
crazy? I'll tell
Dre
you.
can sing too, so
yeah,
you know he's an artist.
Yeah.
So you have to sing for these artists
Do
when
all
you.
producers sing? No, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't think Timberland sings.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He kind of like grouches or something. But yeah, bird, baby girl.
That was a good Timberland. Was that Timberland?
That was
Timberland.
yeah, Aaliyah. Are you that somebody? Whatever that.
But that was Timberland part. You
That
did
was,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, see?
They were
Alright.
my way. Leave it away.
But like, you don't have to be in the depression like you said in order to write a song
Nah,
like this.
I could be happy.
So was it like maybe one of your friends that were depressed and you were like, oh,
Uh-oh.
my friend's on
it?
Xanax?
He found it. Yeah, turn it up.
Oh,
That's
this is it. Let's there. Hey.
It is slower.
It's like, yeah, she did.
Ooh, it sounds good just like this too.
I have goosebumps.
I know. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So good.
I can't help but dance while I'm doing it. Dang, that's so cool. So you take this music and you bring it to her and you're like, look, I have this song. I think you would like this. Or
Well, she came to me.
okay, so she came.
Let's
Let's
get it
get it
right.
right.
Let's get it right.
Kinda came to
Sorry,
me,
y'all.
man, when I
No,
didn't
she
have to
called
do
me.
that. She
Riri
walked
came
in.
to Andre Merritt.
She walked
Okay.
into my session.
All right.
That was for Britney. And she was like,
That wasn't even your song.
Yeah.
So can an artist technically
stole
snatch
it.
a song from
Yes,
another
they can.
artist? That
Yes, they can until you
That's,
pay
that's
for
allowed?
it.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
check
Britney,
clear.
Britney had it paid for it.
Yeah.
Then, okay.
But that's why Rihanna was like, get Jay on the phone
She's
now.
like, get that
'cause
check.
Oh,
ASAP.
'cause-
Jay Brown, I need this song.
I love that.
it.
Whoever
Yeah.
checks clears first. Bye.
Yeah.
So when you're writing these songs, you,
Right.
like, and you're in their company, do you have to sign like a non-disclosure agreement or anything like that?
Some, so it depends.
Because these are like high profile
Yeah.
clients you're
Yeah,
working
some
with.
people are and some don't. It just depends. Like it depends on the relationship with you and them, or how much the label is in or the management. Usually that's their job to be jerks. So they'll be like the vibe killers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we don't want nobody to know. Like, don't look at Rihanna when she come in.
Ooh,
What?
No, they didn't
Don't
do me
look
like
at
that.
Vibe
but-
killers.
No, they do that. Yeah, they be like, yo, don't do that. Don't touch none of the waters. or the
Excuse me?
M&Ms.
What? Are these?
What is the strangest
I
just
mean,
request or demand that
that
you
is
got regarding an
ridiculous.
artist? You don't have to name the artist, but just the craziest
come on,
request
something
or
weird.
demand. Something just strange.
That water thing was pretty weird. Don't touch the water.
That
What the
is.
hell is that?
Like more. Well,
Do they need
we
white
had
rose
to
petals?
I know, right?
Yeah, we
Coming
had
to
to
America
turn-
like.
We had to turn our phones in before we would go
Get
into
out.
certain sessions. Yeah, you can't bring your phones, and then you would have to sign a non-disclosure thing. And
Wow.
yeah, I didn't really like that too much.
I mean, with social media nowadays too, though, anything can be captured in the blink of a
Real
second
time,
and
yeah.
posted.
Yeah.
So you can't even necessarily hate when you're someone who's, that
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
They don't want their business exposed right away. What if Rihanna wants
all.
to smooch on Chris and Dre's like clink clink, and
Right.
now it's
Yeah.
exposed
I mean,
that
I
they're
got
messing
some of
around
that
now.
stuff too. I'm kidding.
That's right. I'm not gonna show
I mean, I
it,
do
though.
got that too. Like,
Do artists ever get mad that you worked with like other artists that they might be beefing
yes.
with?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
How do you do
I've
that?
That's high school.
No, that's really
High school. You can't talk to her
I've
if you're talking to me.
Yeah. No, you'd be surprised too.
It's like you got to work.
Yeah, do you know I actually had to have a meeting, like a big meeting about that, like a year ago, because a big artist, I'm not gonna say the name,
I wanna
was
know.
like, yeah, like I've always loved your work, but I just could not take one of your songs because I knew you work with this person, and I was like, for real?
But you hurting yourself, home skillet. Bye.
Like, yeah, I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So it's been like, yeah, and that was the reason. Like they were basically like, yeah, that's the reason why, because I thought you was with them. I'm like, look, I'm not with nobody.
I'm with
Right.
Andre.
I'm
okay?
with Andre. Yeah, that's the only person I know. So yeah, but that's a really big thing
crazy.
too. Like you'll be surprised because it'll be people that don't even know that other artists don't like them, and they'll be like, I can't
that's
stand
messed
that.
up.
How you was over there, and I'll be over there like, whoa, like I just
You're
left
like, didn't you
there.
just do a song with them?
Right.
Then I'll be like, nah, I wasn't over there.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. So you have to it's really political. Like you got to really know, certain things. Like it's weird. It's funny. I was talking about that last night with another one of my songwriting friends, and we were just talking about, such and didn't like them. They're like, yeah, I know they didn't like them, and she was like, yeah, it'd be weird because if they there and then they closest. Yeah, it gets really
Dang,
weird.
that really is high school
That's
though. Like
so
you said,
child. It's like
that
grown
Hollywood
people
is high
talking
school.
like that.
Grown rich people.
Grown rich people.
Rich. They coming in the rooms rich. And they worried about who over there. Like, are they in that room? Oh, God, I'm just going to move studios. I'm like, wow.
Isn't that what sparked such a conflict like that? I mean, explain.
It can't be R&B lyrics. Like,
No, I mean, it's about
it
who's
seemed too-
hot. If you
Right.
got a good song and somebody who was hot ain't doing so well, they mad.
so that's like insecurity.
Yeah, because you got to think when you're doing well, everybody's like kissing your ass, and they like telling you, yeah, you popping, and you this. So then when somebody else comes, and they're
Probably
doing exactly what
younger.
you was doing, younger,
You're intimidated. Someone might take your spot.
Yeah.
But it seems like you want to help that person out,
No,
like
what you
because
wanna help 'em out? They working.
Well, because they're your competition, but
Yeah.
at the same point in time, it's like you've been where they're at. Maybe you guys can collaborate,
Right.
And instead of
Sometimes that
fighting each
happens.
other, y'all can work
Or
together.
Yeah,
That would
sometimes
make
that
sense.
happens.
I'm sorry, Martin Luther King Day was just a week
Yeah,
ago. I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about
like,
you
it
today.
Bringing
happened.
everybody together.
Work
Like-
together.
Somebody somewhere like, I ain't helping nobody.
Exactly. I can't share airspace with her. What? Can breathe her air. Okay?
I can't breathe her air.
If you're constantly,
She used that mic?
If you're constantly intimidated by somebody, then it's going to be hard for you to grow or even be able to reap the benefits, though, of that person
Yeah.
and what they could possibly bring to you if you're intimidated. What if an amazing songwriter wanted to work with you and you're like, I'm going to do this on my own? Like, what would you do?
Exactly.
I would work with them.
See? You
I
can't
would.
be threatened.
Yeah, you can be like you said. I mean, like you said, you always can learn. Whenever you get to a point you feel like you can't learn anymore, you should die because you always can learn.
Seriously.
You can
Keep it
always learn. So
stimulated.
like the youngest people, they can show you. A 4-year-old can show you something about a melody or a song. Or
Yeah.
You can get inspired by anything. Like I always say. So like for you to be like get to a point where like, you know what, I think I got it. Like I've been doing this like
Right.
30 years. Like I don't mean that.
Well, you mentioned Will and Jada earlier. They probably learned so much from their kids, from Willow.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
their kids are talented.
they
so
are.
they probably learned a little, they sprinkled in with some talent too.
Yeah, they are definitely. I mean, Willow to me definitely by hands down is the best performer of all of them. Like as far as music wise, like she's dope.
Oh yeah, and Daddy had albums. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
let's
Remember
forget that
he
he does-
started as a rapper.
He
Fresh
created a
Prince.
genre. Like he was the first rapper
To win the Grammy.
Yeah.
Yep. For that
Parents
one.
just didn't understand.
See, here at Love on Top, we give you nice, cool
Yeah,
facts.
y'all ain't even know that.
Now, Andre, who's one person you would love to work with that you haven't? If you could pick anyone, dead
Is
or
there
alive.
anyone?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay,
That's
someone-
obvious. Okay,
dang.
other than Michael Jackson.
Someone alive.
Man, that's all I want to work with. I mean, Whitney Houston.
Oh.
You know what?
Okay, someone that's at least alive. Okay,
Alive,
not
alive.
Tupac.
Okay,
not
fine. I'll work with you.
All right, thank you.
I'll work
Nice.
with you.
Get it.
Nah, Adele.
Adele, nice.
That's
She's
a
a great singer.
choice. Okay.
She's dope, yo.
She's
I
great.
She is
respect your
dope.
choice. I get it.
I absolutely
Yeah, she off the
totally
chain.
get that.
love Adele.
Yeah, that's an amazing artist. So Adele, you hear that? We
Yep,
got Andre
Adele.
Merritt in the building.
Yep.
You wanna
I
make
want to
sure
be
you
there.
Come to him, steal some of his
He's
songs
on his
before
way,
he gives them
girl.
to Britney.
All he does is win.
Yep, win.
Grammys.
Let's win, Adele.
Together.
So okay, at Love on Top, we've been talking about you being on top of your career, on top of Hollywood, in the industry. What we got to talk about just a little bit before we get into the naked truth is love. Okay, how do you balance this crazy career? You're going to the Grammys. It has to be hard to date.
Very.
Whether you are in a relationship or whether you're playing the field, you have to be
Yes.
dealing with
You playing the field.
Oh, all right. Get it? Get
I'm
it.
kidding. No,
How do you even
No, I
meet
know.
people?
I'm like, that even
I
sound
was
right.
gonna say, what
coming out
happened to
your
Mama's
mouth,
boy
Andre.
over there?
I
It's
know.
hard. No, it is. You know what? It's hard dating girls in LA because everybody's a model.
Okay, Kevin.
And
I'm sorry.
everybody's a superstar.
Everybody
And
doing
so,
something.
Yeah, and so it's like what I've ran into a lot of with like girls, like I always seem to run into the music girls is like I just came out here and I'm a writer and a singer and like,
Everything.
kind of like a model, and so I'm like,
Wait,
and we be cool.
writer, singer, kind of like a model. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she be like, no, I can understand, that's why, it's going to work with us because like I write and then you write. And so like I understand our schedules.
no.
But then she realizes that I write with the people that you want to write with.
Okay,
and so
girl.
you start hating and then you start being unhappy.
Or is there like a little bit of thirst?
Yeah.
Like they want to date you so that you could put them in those environments?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, they wanna be
don't
put
start
on.
off-
That's what
it
it's
don't
like.
always start off there, but like eventually,
You
as
start
they start getting
sensing it.
closer, yeah, they
Yeah.
be like, so why you gonna never invite me to session? Like, you don't believe I can write? And I'd be like, no, I believe you can write. I just feel like you should, do it how I had to do it. Like,
Okay.
work for it. Like, I feel like if I just take you, you ain't work for that. And I had to work for it, so why you think you don't have to work for it just because, you might give me a little something? You
All
know?
right.
Let me ask you this: if you believed in their talent, if you felt like I have me a winner right here, if you had Willow, like say you discovered Willow, would you put them in an environment or a place for them to blossom? Like,
Or
would
would you
you
still
give
make them
The
work?
writer or will?
like the writer, or like say you're dating the girl or whatever?
saw the Willow
You saw
talent
the Willow
in the
talent.
guy-
Like
in
you
the girl.
saw like this phenomenal,
Oh, and the girl that I'm dating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you put them in that
Yeah.
in that place?
Yeah.
So
I
you
would
would
definitely.
help them.
I would.
So really, at the end of the day, you really didn't believe in the other girls.
Nah, the other girls. Well, I mean, it's not that. It's just sometimes you get a vibe from people, and you're like, you can feel when somebody not somebody there for you, and when somebody's just there for to see what they can
Get.
out of you. And so it's just people. I mean, like my mom said,
Oh, my mom said-
eventually, the real person gonna come out.
Yeah.
Yup.
And it's normally after you make them mad or uncomfortable. That's when you get to see the
Everything
I
surfaces.
absolutely believe
Yeah.
that.
That's
That
biblical.
first fight
Mad
was,
'cause-
oh, there it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Grammys
So
are this weekend. She's mad you ain't taking her to the Grammys
Exactly.
to walk
That's
the
when
red
you get to
carpet.
see
Why can't
Yeah.
I go to the Clive Davis party with you?
Yeah, I'm like, cause it's only a plus one. It's for my manager. So how I'm gonna get
Bye.
you in there, baby?
Shout out to
What are you
Andre
there
Frank.
for? No one knows you here. See, that's what I do. I go real New York when I be like,
I see. I just saw it coming
yeah,
out.
so, yeah. And
Now
I'm
we-
from Compton, so that's,
Oh, from
love it.
Compton to NY. Wow,
I
that's
do that.
coast to coast.
All
Now,
right.
would you say that you would prefer to date women outside of the industry?
Definitely.
For that particular reason?
Outside of California.
That's how I feel because that's
Hard.
California man. I feel
Out.
you.
But it seems like in New York, you would run into the same kind of women out there.
I didn't say I wanted none from New York either.
Okay.
Just not in
Just
California.
in between California and New York.
Sorry,
Yeah, so
ladies,
we
you're
got
gonna have to
50 Cent.
move if you want Andre.
Yeah, move to Des Moines, Idaho, where they barely got cable. That's what I want. I want you to know nothing
Nothing about
anything.
the industry.
Yeah, nothing about the industry. I want her to be so excited to see the Hollywood sign. She just passed out. Oh my God! That's what I want. I
She's like,
want
can we
her.
do that Runyon thing I heard about?
Yeah, yes,
Exactly.
Can we go to Runyon Waters Canyon? I'm like, yes, we can.
Sounds good,
We're going to
girl.
Runyon Waters.
Right. Just jacking up the name.
Yes, you don't need to know the name.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we're gonna just dive into the naked truth. Okay, this is
Oh, no.
Speaking of water.
But yeah, since we're speaking of water flowing, okay. On the naked truth, Dre, we get a little dirty. We want to know the intimacy involved because
Look at Andre.
this
he's
is love
tripping.
on tap. So anything that you don't feel comfortable with, oh well, this is your moment to be comfortable in your skin. Okay. So as an artist, if you could sleep with
like this question.
anyone that you have worked with, fill in the blank.
Come on, Andre, give us something.
And
on.
can we ask our producer to pull up a beautiful photo of Andre Merritt in the background right now? Because
Oh,
sexual
I
shot.
am not.
Oh,
Look at that boy.
who could I?
Get it.
He's in deep thought. This is his in deep thought face right there in the background.
He's thinking about
He's going to
who
beatbox
am
real
I
quick.
go to sleep with. I said, who am I go to sleep
He's
with?
going to rap the answer.
I hope
If
it
I
hit.
could sleep with somebody and that I had worked with, it'd be dang.
Come on, Andre. I know you
he
have
knows the name.
somebody.
You have to reveal. And you know what? This might even help you get in the panties.
That's true.
You have a point, Spicy.
I'm just saying.
You have a point.
That is true.
Played the joke.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Steven.
Look, if I didn't already do it though, Spicy.
Oh, Lord. So you would want to hit that again. Okay, well, give us
I'll give
someone
them.
who you love in Hollywood that you were like, oh, I would take that down for if I have 5 seconds with them. You might not have to work with them, but just somebody who you love in the industry.
You got
Somebody
the
who think is
Jeopardy.
hot.
Come on.
I got the Jeopardy joint.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can say Kim, if it's Kim or J-Lo or Beyonce, you can keep it
Come on.
keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be Willow because that would be, that
Oh,
would be
we
weird.
sound awkward.
Yeah, now I gotta say
Show
something
would
real
get
quick.
cut
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. We
I
all
like
get
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
I like
But
J-Lo
is that
just-
honest truth? You would
That's the
you
honest
would
truth.
take J-Lo?
And my homeboy, that's just her, his girlfriend, but yeah, J-Lo.
Oh,
you know
Casper.
Your homeboy's Casper, the dancer?
Yeah, Casper's the homie.
yeah.
Wow. How did he pull that? Give me some
Man,
insight.
I don't know.
But he did.
I still be asking him. I said the
Right?
other night, I was like, how did you do it?
Serious, that's what I would say.
What did you
Casper's
do?
like he's like goofy, charmy,
You know what? People always say that after they get it. He's charming.
I was
This
trying
dude
to
up here looking like
Whatever.
he was like the friend at the club.
Maybe
He'd
he,
be like,
maybe he had the looks. I don't know.
at the club, he would like be busting out the like once you step in the club. I'd be like, yeah, okay,
Okay, do you think? Whatever.
right, okay, keep the bottles coming.
Yeah,
we get
J-Lo.
it.
Yeah, J-Lo.
Now, out of curiosity, y'all, coming off that last question, and I guess you don't have to answer this, but have you had relations with girls that you've worked with?
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
thank
could-
answer that real
that's-
quick. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what's
I
up.
like the honesty, but that
That's
couldn't
what's
have
up.
been pretty. How did you end that?
Did that affect the work?
Ooh, good
No,
questions,
it didn't
right?
affect the work, and it's not even bad. It's still cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's still cool.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
does it help you with your music? Like, it's gonna burn for me to say this.
No.
Like, while you're getting it in, like, are you writing music based off of your
Coming
experience?
from the heart.
Right.
It's really like, no, it works. I mean, I don't even remember. I don't think I remember any songs at that moment.
Oh.
Sounds of. I'm just kidding. I don't remember anything really except the moment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So it's not a conflict of interest then when you
Yeah,
mess
it's not
with,
like, oh my God, it's like a song.
because we get personal trainers in here, we get actors, and they're just like, no, we can't sleep with our co-stars, or we can't mess with the people that we're training. It's not professional.
Ain't no rules in ours.
Oh.
That's what our circle's about, baby.
Have you ever smashed in the studio?
No.
Oh, come on. You just there all night. You're there late.
Right? Until
He
five.
doesn't
going
want to get
on.
charged for those stains.
Yeah, see.
Oh, Lord.
Nah, that's
know.
not.
Oh, God.
It's just uncomfortable. Like, you know, you gotta. Everybody's stamina ain't up, so you know, you try to be done.
And it's like the late night.
Yeah, it's kind of like. I mean, we don't live too far. We can get there.
Oh, okay. What's the longest you've ever been in the studio?
Like in one
Straight,
time.
yeah.
Oh my God, like probably like 48 hours, almost through that.
Ooh, 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Oh,
no-
see,
I hope
Was
you
this
got
like an
some
Express
then.
album,
you
or
really
what
are
were-
like an astronaut.
No, that's not you.
Right?
Because that's like
You
a
ain't
long
thinking
time.
about nothing. You ain't thinking about that at that moment. Your
You're just
brain
trying to
is
get it.
melting. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you was
I ain't
like,
worry about nothing.
All right,
Yeah.
so talking about getting it, the next question for the naked truth. Your worst habit in relationships.
Oh, yes. What are your
What,
weaknesses?
yeah, what's your, tell us, like, give us the nitty gritty.
where's habit?
Like, what would your ex-girlfriend say? Andre's amazing, but he...
I'm always late.
Ooh.
Always.
How late? What are we talking here?
Man, like say if we was gonna go somewhere
At 7?
At 7, I'm there at a cool 9.
Dang.
He said not 9, a cool 9.
Cool 9. Like,
Which means like 9:45.
Right.
like 9:45. Like,
So, like, how
You
does
just
that
can't
happen?
get it going.
huh? You know what it is?
Because you're
I
a
really,
guy. Like,
I
I
know.
got hair, makeup, nails. Like, what's your excuse?
You know what? It's I really think it's like a ADD type of thing, like, cause I'll be like, I'm getting dressed, and then like my phone will ring or I get a text and I'll be like, oh man, what happened? And then I'm like going in on the text, then I'm like, oh man, the basketball TV on. Oh, what is that?
no.
And then I'm like,
Don't tell me you late because you watch TV.
That's me. The Sports Center is on. I get
Yeah,
distracted.
That's me.
Yeah, all
Like, if
day.
I'm watching,
all
like,
day.
if something's, I'm like, oh my God, you see that?
Ladies,
That's crazy.
just saying.
That
Yeah,
is-
so I'll be like,
that's
and I'll
right.
be in this, like brushing my teeth, like getting ready, like that is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
me
you guys-
too.
And then I'm
Me
on the
too.
phone like, yeah, you watching it? I'm like, I watched it too. Like that's crazy.
And
He
there's an
dunked on, like,
hour
3.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're like,
And he just missed their anniversary.
yeah, and I look
Baby,
up
I'm
and
on
like,
my way.
No, I'll get off the phone like, I'm supposed to do something.
Oh, no.
That's
Yeah.
wrong.
What's
Yeah.
your sign?
See, I could totally relate.
Aquarius.
I could totally
Aquarius.
relate.
I knew it. You
Yeah.
guys have the shortest attention span.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're an Aquarius, but
I'm a Capricorn.
oh yes,
Holla.
hard
Y'all the
work.
freakiest.
Aquarius
I'm just saying.
cannot focus on.
Yeah.
You're just like
Scorpios are the freaks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not Scorpio.
Capricorns are closet
Yeah.
freaks.
I'm a Virgo.
Ah, we got like.
Wait, we have one more
Virgos.
photo that I want to pull up of Dre that I gotta blast him. He's incredibly handsome. So,
Those
I want,
are lips.
I want the world to be able to benefit from what I get to look at every Taco Tuesday.
Every Taco
The
Tuesday.
boy played out. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That looks like Dwight Howard a little bit in that
That's
one.
yeah.
That's
I
what
get that
everybody
every.
Which is a compliment.
No, I like it.
And
Yeah,
you
that's a
don't
compliment.
see
I'm
you
rolling.
Dre on the court,
Ooh.
like
Yeah, I'm
he
nice,
really.
too.
No,
Yeah,
he does the celebrity basketball games. Didn't you do like the Mayweather
I
celebrity
did the
basketball
Mayweather
game?
one, yeah.
Like
I've done, like,
he's
4 of his.
balling. Like I've had legitimate basketball players tell me that they respect him, and I'm like, Dre,
Wow.
They be having heated debates like
At
who's the
Taco
best in the
Tuesday?
business. Like, they be like, yeah, Dre probably like one of the best. I'm like,
Yeah, they
nice, son.
prop
You know?
him up.
Yeah,
And he
I'm
tries
nice.
to stay humble,
Yeah.
like his music. Okay. All right, next naked truth question.
Mm-hmm.
Cuddler, sleeper, eater, which one after sex?
Sleeper.
Sleeper?
You just roll over.
No cuddle waddle?
I was just feeling
Don't be lying.
it depends on who it is.
He probably don't know what he want to do. His attention span's so short.
It is. I'd be like, cuddle, sleep, hungry. Cuddle, sleep, hungry.
Yeah.
Make me a sandwich.
Yeah, man, I know.
Exactly.
Oh, let me give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
exactly.
Yeah.
If she did it right, you would go to sleep.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. I should be asleep.
All right, and this is a new question that we're asking, and I want you to help us out here at Love on Top. When we tell you Love on Top on Black Hollywood Live, what does that mean to you? What does Love on Top mean to you?
Love on top.
Yeah, what does that mean? Tell
What's
us
the first thing
what's
that came to your
definition.
mind? I
What's the
saw
first
something
thing?
go by there.
Somebody you love just climbing on top.
I knew that's what you thought.
okay.
I saw it. He was like, ooh, I don't know if I should say
He's
that.
like, I'm gonna just say the literal meaning.
So you feel like riding the pony.
Yeah.
Riding the pony.
I think we just created another song for you. Love on Top.
Exactly.
Love on top. I mean, Beyonce used it first.
A newer version though for Black Hollywood Live.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
Black Hollywood. Oh, yeah.
For Black Hollywood Live, you got to throw
Oh,
us
the
in the
triple
mix.
X. The
Yes,
triple X
exactly.
version. The spicy Marty version.
yes. I
We
want
want
to hear
writing
that
credits
one.
too.
Oh, yeah. I got
Thank
you.
you.
But we do love the original, like Love on Top.
I just want a
song, though.
royalty.
Everybody has a
see.
different definition for it, and so that's why I like to hear people's interpretation of Love on Top. But what we often emphasize here is that you are. We love you. You're on top of your game, and there's nothing better in Hollywood than being on top of your career and on top of your boo.
Yeah.
Yes.
So two best things in life.
That is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dre, tell us where we can find you, where we could, Instagram you, Twitter. Shout out any projects that you have coming up so that your fans know where to find you.
Awesome. Well, my Instagram is The Giant. It's spelled DAGIANT. The reason why is that is because
I need
used
to know
love,
the giant part.
I used to
Okay.
love. Oh yeah, you know.
It's
I used
love
to
on top.
I used to love Andre the Giant, the wrestler, and so I was
that's
like
cute.
the Giant.
I always
So
liked him
that's why
too.
I got
Him and
Andre the
Hulk
Giant.
Hogan used to go
I
at
liked
it
Andre
Yeah,
back in the
I
day.
love Andre the Giant. So that, and then you can find me Dre Merritt on Facebook, Andre_Merritt on Twitter, and projects that I got coming up are mine. I have a project
Nice.
getting ready to drop that's gonna be pretty awesome, and I'm back writing.
I was like, is that him again?
No, that is.
I didn't know you was dating Gabrielle.
I was like, nah.
That ain't him.
No,
That
you
ain't
get in
me.
trouble.
Yeah. So just be on the lookout for I'm working with Kelly Rowland again.
Cool.
Rihanna as well. Who else? A little bit of everybody.
You staying busy.
Yeah, staying busy.
Staying busy
good.
is good.
I don't know where they go, but they go. So
So you don't really have no wonder you don't got time for a relationship. You over
Yeah, you
here
feel like you got no
hustling.
time.
yeah, I'm married to my career.
That's how you should keep
Hey.
it too.
Until he finds that one, and then it's
And
like,
then
hey,
you
where
find that
were
one.
you in?
Y'all be like, we married to my career.
Oh, there you go. I like
Okay.
that. We married
See?
to my
The
career.
one you gonna be on time for.
Exactly.
Where's
Yeah,
she?
I'm gonna be on time for her. It ain't gonna be
That'll
a
be
full
the day.
hour. It's gonna be like a 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah. I was only
Like,
late
girl,
30
listen,
minutes.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Progress. Progress.
And then Dre, you have a website too that they can listen to your music,
Yeah.
or maybe like MySpace account. What do you have that people can, if they want to plug you in, other than Google? How can they find you?
You can just find me AndreMerritt.com, AndreMerritt.com.
Perfect. Sounds good.
voice.
Yes.
Like
all
I
right.
know.
I be doing
TT.com.
voiceovers and stuff,
Got that Barry White going on
Yeah.
I'm getting into that.
I like that.
There you guys have it. You have tuned in to Love on Top. We have brought you everything about love and being on top today with Andre Merritt. I'm your host, Spicy Madi. You guys can play with my Twitter at spicy_Madi, or you can stroke my Instagram at spicy_Madi. Dre, where can I find you, girl?
You can find me at DreaRenee_N.
Yeah, Jay, I gotta go follow you.
Hi, Kevin Jones.
Girl.
I don't even know if you guys want to know mine after hearing this.
I don't know.
If you care, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at HeyKevinJohn. On my website, it's kevinjohn.com, or on Facebook, Kevin John Peters.
There you guys have it. I love everybody has a website. You don't have a website, Drea?
No, not yet. I'm working on it, babe.
Okay, well, I'm
working
going
on
to put you on thespicylife.com or something.
Okay.
We're going
There
to
we go.
collaborate, okay?
Yeah, Jay.
Thank you guys. Tune in every Friday, 4:30. Love on top.
Yeah,
Love on top.
that's how we do.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Christian, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network.
Bring that
Sunglasses
out
on.
of the
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.